Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi Showbie in lockdown, 6th of November 2020. How are you doing? It's getting cold, isn't it? It's getting a bit cold out there, I tell you. I've had to put a duffel coat on this evening because it was so... Wait a minute, where's my duffel coat? Eric, have you been down and having my duffel coat? Look at you! If only I could get a camera down there, ladies and gentlemen. If only I could get a camera down there and show you Eric with my duffel coat on. Oh, you look so warm. He said I've only got this to keep me warm by, and it's such a shame. Oh, never mind. It is National Sausage Week this week. Yes, did you know? Were you aware? Have you got your sausages to hand? It ends on Sunday, I think. So, National Sausage Week. Everybody likes a nice bit of sausages. Have you got sausages? We've got sausages. Look at those lovely sausages. Yes. The thing is, I've been set a challenge, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm hoping that you can help me with the challenge. You're not going to be much cop at this, but you might be able to guess just a wee bit, and I'm hoping that you can. But before all of that, let's make sure that we are actually going out and that people can see us, that we are recording, that there are people there, and find out who is out there in the land of. So, hello to Callum Davis. Hello to you. Hello to the lovely Julia, who's also out there. The allotment channel with Sean James Cameron is there. Marriott Genealogy, nice to see you. Laura Riddle, Darren Howell, Robert Brailsford, always good to see you, coming from Somerset. We also have Linda Kane, Peter May, Andrew Murphy, nice to see you. Rami Boo 2, Ron Langley, Mike Dixon, Mike Stevens, Days of Yore, Peter May, I've already said him once. Who else? We've got Clive Waterfall, Laura Riddle, and Glyn Horton, many, many more coming all the time. Goodness gracious, Alan Sandell, Andrew Norris, Ernie Samet, Mike Stevens. Linda Kane, hello to you, Linda Kane. Glastonbury Gabriel, Nigel Sadler, Damo or someone, Robert Croser. Fantastic, good to have you here. We have an interesting show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If I haven't called you out, I do apologise. Please send your name on the back of a £10 note. Send it to me at Worthing in Sussex. Now, we have sausages here, ladies and gentlemen. Sausages. Yes, sausages. Now, as you can see, there may be a slight different coloration on two of those sausages. Two of those are pinker than the other one, and the other one has got spots in it. Now, it doesn't mean that it's ill. No, it doesn't mean that it's ill. One of them is pork and sage. The other one is, well, the other two, rather, are a mystery. Where they come from, I can tell you, but what they are, I have no idea. So this is how it works. The lovely Julia and I went to the wonderful Josephine Suter's butchery the other day. I'm hoping that young Leon and Josephine are out there. If they are, hello. And we purchased some various things. I've had a nice sausage casserole the other day. It was absolutely yummy and delish. Now, the thing is, I have got my sage and pork and sage sausage here. I've got one. I'm going to cook this evening in the kitchen. I am also going to cook these, but Leon said, are you going to do them in the show? And I said, yes. He said, oh, that's nice. I'll give you these, but I'm not going to tell you what's in them, what they're made of. Presumably, they're pig, I assume, but maybe with something else. Or maybe it's a different animal altogether. Who knows? What other kind of sausages can you get? So I thought it would be fun to go and cook these as well. So I'm going to do that in the kitchen. Now, I've got the SE lit, and we're going to go in there in a moment. But we also have the phones and we have your videos, which is going to be very exciting. But before all of that, tomorrow I've got a video coming out with the lovely Julia, and I'm sure you'd like to see a little preview of a bit that didn't make the edit. So here it is. Check out our little look around in Hesworth Common. Just come across Woodpecker Ranch, which is a lovely little thing. I guess scouts or cubs or rangers or whatever, a group of kids locally no doubt come out here, do a bit of wood forestry stuff and learn to get to grips with nature, and I think it's absolutely brilliant.
Very quaint. Very quaint indeed. Come inside, have a look. Come inside, have a cup and meet the missus.
Well, this is rather splendid work. Very commendable, very commendable. And I love that they've put the sign up there as well.
Oh, it's lovely seeing things like that. It really gets the imagination going. I mean, it could be a fort, it could be a ranch. They've called it a ranch. So
yeah.
That's cute. They made some cute little ornamental things, like the kind of wind chime thing. And it's almost like a photo frame with a rotting piece of log in there. It's lovely.
Fantastic stuff, eh? And that will be out tomorrow. Only that bit, unfortunately, didn't make the edit. It was getting too long, and you know I like to keep them nice and concise. I just seem to have destroyed my studio a little bit, but that's not too bad. Right, how are you? Are you doing well on this Friday, end of the week? By the way, lockdown's over in a few weeks' time. Sorry, didn't want to get you too excited. Lockdown should be over, because from all the reading that I've seen is actually the big wave has been, that was early in the year, and you never get another big wave. I've been learning all about it. Apparently, when you get a new epidemic, a new thing, you have this big wave, a lot of people, and then all the ones are smaller. You never get a bigger wave. Never happened in the history of science of viruses. So that's interesting, isn't it? So I don't quite know why we're all so worried. Anyway, the main thing is to get yourself down to Suitors and get some nice fresh sausages and you'll be all right. Sausages. We all like a few sausages. And here they are. We're going to go and cook them very soon. The allotment channel says, are they Sussex sausages? Well, I assume they must be because they do local food for local people, don't you know? Clive Waterfall says, is this the Great British Sausage Off? Yes, of course it is. We're going to be sausage right off by the end of this. And Ron Langley says, I like a sausage with a bit of meat. These have got a bit of meat in them, I can tell you. Mystery sausages, says Rammy Boo. And Michael White says, don't touch them if they're Chinese. No, they're definitely not Chinese. What else have we got there? Forest School, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Maybe they came from Forest School. Allotment Channel says, I live next to a park and during the lockdown, a large tree fell down and the local kids made dens and camping village with twigs. It was lovely to see until the council took it down because of COVID. Yes, I said that's bound to happen, isn't it? Bound to happen. Right, I think we'll go into the kitchen now, ladies and gentlemen, and just see what the situation is. And I've got to work out how I'm going to cook my sausages. So let me just shove the microphone on in the kitchen, and we will switch to the kitchen cam and go in there now. So there's a bit of a delay. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. In the kitchen here, there's a bit of a delay, I'm afraid, between me walking down the kitchen. I do run as fast as I can into the east wing, down the steps, down into the very bowels where the kitchen is. And the kitchen maid and all the cooking staff have had the time off at the moment. But don't let that worry you. Now, I've got my sausages here, which I'm just going to place over there. And as you can see, I have my lovely Essie, but we want to make sure that the Essie is fully alight. So we'll just have a look and see if it is. Are you fully alight? Oh yes, I think you are. Look at that, it's flaming lovely. And if I get my camera here a little bit further back, you'll see a bit more of the Essie there, burning away, looking lovely. And on the top of the Essie, you've got the two little hatches into which, or upon which, is our sausages will cook. Of course, they won't. I've got a little hand camera here, as you can see. They won't cook barely on here. I'm going to fry them because I don't have a grill. I could just open the door and shove them on a pair of tongs. That could be quite good, though the smoke might fill up the studio and we may have the fire brigade, which is something we don't want. So, ow, that is very hot at the moment. So I'm going to use this Le Creuset thingamy, which is a saucepan or a frying pan. You don't want to do that too hard because it's bloody heavy, lad. So I'm not quite sure how to cook sausages. Well, I know how to cook them, but I don't know how to with the Le Creuset, because normally, yeah. Anyway, what I'll do, I'm going to put the tiniest bit of oil. This is oil of Ulay, of course. So I just put a little bit of oil of Ulay, just a speck, because I'm hoping that these sausages have enough stuff in them to make them work. Now, I don't want to put them on the highest thing because I don't want them to burn too quickly, because I may take your calls. But bear in mind, don't ring when I'm here because I can't get to the phone. I'll have to run in there and I've got sausages on the stove. Know what I mean? So I'm going to put those on there. We've got to let that warm up. So let's just have a look and see if it is going to warm up by looking at our special warm it up camera, which we're now on. Here we go. This is the warming up. So there's a little bit of that on there. And this is like watching paint dry, isn't it? Our royal oil is on there. And in a moment, I shall place the sausages, which are just over here, onto the pan, or into the pan. You're trying to get your words out when you're trying to manipulate everything at the same time. It's not easy, is it? So, which one? Now, I want to cook them all, and I want... Somebody is ringing. Somebody plainly is somebody was ringing just then. He's going, oh, I'll ring in and give him some advice. No point when I'm about to cook the sausages, because I can't reach the phone. People are so mad. Right, that is that's nearly done. That's nearly done. So I think we'll just shove them in, and with any luck, we'll get them to cook. Let's have a look, see what they look like when they're in. That's what they look like when they're in. It's going to be a bit of a slow go. I'm going to put the lid on. There's no sizzling as yet. We'll come back and we'll see if we can get the sizzling shortly. Okay. So I've now got to walk back. Whoops, careful. I've now got to walk back into the studio. So just keep an eye on it until I get there. And I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Phew. Well, hopefully you could hear. Could you hear me, by the way? I have no idea whether you could hear me, or I could have been just talking to myself. Robert Croser says he likes the waistcoat. Very smart dress code tonight, I must say. Anything for you, Linda. Nice photos from the village. Yes, pardon. Mark Selwood says, a long way from the hospital. Presumably you couldn't hear a word of me. You're all talking about something else. So that's interesting. I can see him in the kitchen. I had pork and sage sausages yesterday, says Ron Langley. And my money is on you-know-who, says Robert Brailsford. Yes, all working, Richard. Nice and thank God for that. The way they were talking in the chat room, you'd think that they were looking at a different programme. Anyway, I'm back now. I will accept a phone call in a minute because, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, whilst they're doing their thing, Sean James Cameron has been looking up a pipe.
Hello Richard, Sean from London here. I was wondering if anybody else has these in their part of the country. They're just hollow pipes coming out of the ground, and they're all over London, and apparently they are stink pipes connected to the sewer, because back in the old days it used to smell, so it goes all the way down just to let air get into the sewer and to try and get the smell out. Stink pipes they're called. I don't know if they're still connected to the system, but it would be interesting to know if anybody else has them or whether you have them in Worthing. Sorry for the noise, seems to be a bit of building work going on, but this is London for you. So yes, be interesting to see what everybody else thinks. Stink pipes.
Well, there we are. If you've got a stink pipe, I know I ought to. I do believe that we do have in parts of Worthing some stink pipes. I think there are some in Brighton as well. But a lot of people don't quite know what they are. They do ventilate. And in fact, I believe that under some of the new buildings, they have little pipes, much smaller than that, which do take out the methane and things like that, where they've built on old dumps and landfill and that sort of thing. I'm sure that goes on all the time. So it's quite interesting. Thank you for that, Sean. Very, very interesting. We will just check to make sure there is no smoke without fire. Hang on a minute. I've got to go back into there and take that off. That's it. And then go back into there and press that button over here. And just make sure there's no smoke coming out the kitchen. Oh, yes. No, it looks all right. Everything seems okay in the kitchen so far, which is rather good. Julia says, I'm glad to hear, Callum. I hope that your knee recovers quickly. Yes, I didn't know you had a problem with your knee, but I hope it does too. Robert Croser says, must be a southern thing. Nothing like that up there. No, you don't need to have the pipes. It all just stinks. Oh, no, I'm joking, of course. So, yeah, no, I think it's because of the sewer works, the mass amount of people, the complicated length of the sewer, and the fact that you needed the pipes to get rid of the smell because it was building up in one place. And presumably those gases are quite dangerous because they could explode. That's what I'm thinking. I need to go and check the sausages. We'll go and check those, and then we'll come back and take your calls. So be prepared to call as soon as I'm back in the studio, but I'll just whiz to the kitchen now. And here I am, so calm and collected in the kitchen. And let us see what's happening in here. Let's get the sausage cam ready, and we'll have a little look to see if the sausages are in any way... Oh, I can hear sizzling going on. You may not be able to hear that from back there, but there is a little bit of sizzling. Now, I should have got a fork or something, but I got a wooden spoon. So, oh, look, a little streak of brown there. Now, I know that a lot of people like to pierce their sausages, don't they? So, I'm just going to... sorry about the wobbly cam. I'm just getting a fork, which I am now piercing said sausages with, which is good fun. Unless you get squirted in the face by the said sausages, of course. So let's we can differentiate quite easily between the sausages. This one is a moustache sausage. Bonjour, comment ça va? The others, I now need to get some guesses. What could these sausages be? They've got to actually, now that I get up close, I don't know whether that's the oil, but there's a sort of curry flavour to smell to them. I wonder if there's a spicy sausage. Is it a spicy sausage? That's quite interesting. They're turning over very nicely. I need to keep attending to them, which is not the easiest of... Come here, you swine. They're doing very well. But I'm going to leave them a little bit longer You've got to cook your sausages extremely well, otherwise you could come down with all sorts of stuff. Although, of course, the meat that you get from Suitors is absolutely first class. Now, I'm hoping to go back with the lovely Julia to interview young Josephine and Leon at the butchery where they start hacking up the bodies. No, not your grandmother. These are pigs and things. And then they sell those portions so the police would never find out what happened to them. Meanwhile, while they're doing their thing, I've got to keep an eye on it because this can get very hot and burn my bottom. So we're back to the studio. Quick, run! Running! Run. And here we are back in the studio. Thank God for that. So Leon here says, Michael Courtney Butchers Limited. Hello, Leon. It's lovely to see you. We are cooking your sausages. Now, we need to get some guesses. I'd like people to sort of have a bit of a guess of what possibly they are. Obviously, you won't be able to taste them. I can understand that. But we can give it a go. Now, if you want to give us a call, you can. I will have to keep checking on the sausages because I don't want them to burn. But they're on the coolest of the two things on my Essie, so you're very welcome. Give me a tinkle. Never seen those before, says Mike Stevens. Greg Davis says, where's John Turode? Turode. I don't know where Turode is. And Josephine Cedar says, haha, Leon, you're there. Very nice to see you. Well, we want to come. I'm going to go there regularly and try out some of their other meat because it's nice to have an actual relationship with a genuine company, isn't it? You know, I gather Sean sent me a thing saying that the delicatessens in Sainsbury's are all going to close. Supermarkets don't want to deal with individual things anymore. They just want you to buy packages of stuff. Now, that's not good because I often just want like 2 or 3 mushrooms. And if you've got to go and just get a packet of them, what they think is the convenient, I don't like that. I like to be able to go down to Suitors and have one rasher of bacon, one thing of, what do you call it, one sausage of sausages, and, 1 cube of meat if I so wish, if I'm making up a little mixed grill. Why shouldn't you be able to do that? I mean, you may pay a little bit more because you're just buying a single item. I don't mind. It's convenience, isn't it? So it is a bit bad, in my opinion, that the delicatessens are going to shut. Venison bangers, says Alan Sandell. Are they venison? Are they aardvark sausages, says Michael White. Pork and penguin. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? You could probably cook them in the fridge. Robert Balesford, that's nice. Callum Davis says, how are you feeling today? I'm feeling very well, thank you very much. And Clive Waterfall says, my partner Kathy says turkey curry sausages. Turkey curry. Well, they look pink. And so to me, they must be pork and something. Unless whatever it is has been given a dye of pink. I don't know. Josephine says, oh, they're a meat surgeon. Is that what it is? That the official? No, wait a minute. Meat surgeon. Oh, we're like butchers, meat surgeon. Clive Davis is saying pork and penguin sausages. 100 in the chat. Oh, look at that. 100 in the chat. Fantastic. I think it's fresh meat and fish counters that Sainsbury's are axing. Yes, they don't want you to buy fresh meat. They want you to buy old rancid meat that they have kept in the back for about 30 years, which is a shame because nobody wants to buy any of that, and it may not actually be rancid, so if just before they decide to sue me, that may have just been a joke. Thank you. But it's obviously not, the fresh meat on the counters. I wonder why that is. If an official from Sainsbury's wants to tell me, then you'd be very pleased to ring in on 0793 474 6790. Cumberland sausages, food of the gods, says Robert Croser. I'm not sure they're Cumberland sausages, funnily enough. Sean James Cameron says Pinky and Perky sausages. Did you have 2 of them? Yes, Pinky and Perky are the pet names I've given to those 2. Chris Whitty and the other one, whatever his name is, the COVID scientist from at number 10. Pinky and I wish they were sausages because I'd certainly cook them. Audrey Forbes says the Dell meat and fish counter in our Sainsbury's has been closed since the first lockdown started. Well, that's a right old pickle, isn't it? Hashish and hedgehog says, is it hashish and hedgehog? Who knows? 9 say Mine says 106 sausages. No, there's just the 3. Pork and sage is one of them, but what is the other? What kind of sausages could it be? The deli meat and fish counters in Sainsbury's has been closed since the beginning of lockdown started, says Callum. And I think that's just a cut and paste, isn't it? Which is a bit odd. And Mary at Genealogy says, Mr. Vobes, did you ask the sausages if they wanted to be cooked? Yes, of course. Sausages are not sausages if they're not cooked. If you cook a sausage, you could do 100 things with it. I can't go through all of those things that you could go through, but I made a very lovely sausage casserole last night and in my big crock pot, and it was delicious. Add a few OXO cubes and some black pepper and some veg, and it was delicious. So that was really nice. Philip Hammond is saying, and Mary suggest wild boar. Actually, that's not a bad suggestion, isn't it? Wild boar. I wonder if it is. That's a very good one. I quite like that. Let's. Nobody's calling, so we can get shot of that. That's marvellous. Let's go back into the kitchen, just have another check-up and see that they are okay, and then we'll play another video. Going into the kitchen, round about now. Oh, somebody's calling. Not going into the kitchen, apparently. We're taking a call very quickly. Hello, caller.
Hello, caller.
Is that Gabriel from Glastonbury?
It is.
It is?
It is.
Could you just hang fire? I just need to desperately check on the sausages. Would you mind just stay where you are? I'll be back.
I'm not moving an inch.
OK, just stay there. That's marvellous. So I'm just going to go and check on those sausages. So back in a second. What do I press? One of those buttons. And away we go. Here we are. Just have to quickly come back in. Hello. Back in the kitchen here. Sorry about this, Gabriel. Presumably you can still hear me, but I can't hear you. We have the sausages. Oh, they're looking luscious. I just want to be a bit careful. Oh, yeah, they are getting a bit brown here. I don't want them to burn, you see. Now, I'm not very good, let me just show you, at judging when pork is cooked, because, here we go, look at that. Doesn't that look lovely? I know Gabriel can't see that. I'm not very good at actually knowing when they're cooked. So, what I might do, because I get a bit paranoid with pork, I might just shove them in the oven. So I have got an oven here, and somewhere I've got one of these, which is an oven thing, what's the name, to shove them on, which I'm going to do that in a moment after I've taken the call. So let's go back and make sure the call is there. Coming, Gabriel. I'm coming, Gabriel. Bear with me. Oh dear, this is all very exciting. Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, sir, and your good self.
Yes, I'm chefing tonight.
I know, I was watching.
Thank you very much. It's very kind of you.
Yeah, I do that occasionally.
It's all a bit...
How are you? You're all right? You keeping well? I missed you on Wednesday. I was out doing some work, actually.
Oh, well, we've all got to earn a living, haven't we?
We have. Costs need to be earned.
Absolutely. And if you're enjoying this show, by the way, don't forget to support an old baldy on the internet. It's well worth doing it. Go to baldexplorer.com and make a massive donation. There we are.
Yes, I already do that.
Yeah, no, I wasn't.
Everybody else needs to.
Yes,
if
I wasn't.
Everybody on here gave you £1 a show.
Yes.
You'd be rich.
That's it.
Nobody would miss it.
Nobody would miss that £1, would they? It could be that £1 that just fell out their pocket and rolled down the drain. They go, oh, it's only £1. And the amount.
Face it, nobody could miss £1. So if everybody watching tonight gave you £1, great.
It would be good, wouldn't it? Yeah, lovely. Anyway, so what's new, Pussycat?
Couple of things.
Oh.
First of all,
yes.
Excuse me, chomping. I was cooking while you were actually.
Oh.
The delicatessens at Sainsbury's.
Yes.
There's a sort of hidden story underneath that. There's not a lot of people are reporting, and that is that the delicatessen counters at supermarkets tend to be stocked with stuff from smaller suppliers.
Yes, I would imagine that's true, actually.
Yes, and they tend to be the more quality suppliers, and they've got smaller turnovers, and they're quite dependent on the supermarkets. And I was listening to a programme, I think on Radio 4, in the farming programme about 6:30 one morning, and they were talking about the impact this is going to have on these small producers. And I think, personally, in the interest of having decent food rather than shrink-wrap rubbish, we should all vote with our feet and go to other supermarkets that are available. And
Well-
then test. The other thing is, these people, they say, we've consulted with customers and the feedback is blah, 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 blah. Well, I've not spoken to anybody yet who thinks it's a good idea closing the deli counters down.
Yes, I suppose it's perfectly true for them to say we've spoken to customers, but they may just be a few customers, and those customers may have been paid to say whatever they want. I mean, who knows?
Could well be.
Where's the
Could well
evidence?
be.
That's what I say. Ask Chris Whitty. Where's the evidence, mate?
Where's the evidence?
Where is the evidence? But you're absolutely right. The thing is, you see, I don't understand this. The supermarkets could do a really good thing for the whole world, certainly
Yes.
for the UK. They could certainly turn around and say, look, OK, yeah, we are concerned about getting the bottom line and getting all the money in. But actually, at the same time, we do want people to live longer so that they can buy more food. If they keep getting ill, they're not going to be in the supermarkets. So if we actually got local produce in and we bought it from the local farms and had the delicatessens and various things and supported people, it would be great, because it's, where are the small producers other than, people like suitors who are magnificently still on the high street? Where are they going? And the high streets are becoming more and more empty.
Although I think with the way retail's going at the moment, I think shopping is going to become, rather than a chore thing you go out and do, it's going to become a leisure activity. People are going to do a lot of their shopping at the supermarkets. Maybe they'll have it delivered. Maybe they'll do some stuff online. Shopping now is about going out, meeting friends, maybe having a coffee, going to some more sort of classy boutique type places. And these are the environments that will encourage smaller independent traders to flourish.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so, because...
I mean, you know and I know, if you've been to a town, you've commented on your videos, and I know that other people think the same. You go to a little town and you see hardly any big chain stores. It's all little shops. Suddenly that town takes on a whole new perspective, doesn't it? Oh, I like it here.
Oh,
Look at
yes.
those little shops.
Yes, if it's not...
It makes a hell of a difference.
If it's just the same old shops, why bother going anywhere? But if you've got,
Yeah.
in the old days, you go to places like the old, the places where you take the waters, like Harrogate and Tunbridge Wells.
Yeah.
You'd go to
Yeah.
these places because they had something unique, and with all the different shops and things, it is unique. We need that. I need to go back in the kitchen and just shove it in the oven. Just hold fire where you are. Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to... don't say anything because you won't be heard, but I've just silenced young Thingy just for a moment whilst I nip back in... Oh, I have to press the button. Oh, I've done it. Yeah, I get confused. I get confused so easily. Well, these are looking very good. Just giving it a bit of a shake rock and roll. But I'm not convinced as yet that they are fully cooked, because they're quite quick. So I'm just going to try and bake the rest of it through. I think the idea of sticking them on a fork into the fire would be perfect, but I'm not going to do that. I am actually going to... Is that hot? That's getting warm already. Shove them in there. That will be nice and hot. Let's just get rid of all this fat which goes everywhere on my lovely Essie. Oh, blessy Essie. And we're doing all right. Panic not. Here is the fire going very well. That there, by the way, is just something to protect you when the fire is really hot. And in the oven, there we go, oven cam, are the sausages. And they're doing very nice. Thank you very much. Right, we can leave those for a few minutes. We can take the rest of the call back in the studio. Back in the studio. Back in the studio. And I am now back in the studio, and Glastonbury Gabriel is still on the line. Sorry about that.
I am.
Sorry about the dodgy camera work
That's
there.
all right. It's, the sausage is looking good. I wish I still ate meat.
Yeah. Oh, if you don't eat meat, I mean, I think the thing about meat is it is lovely. It can be nice, and I think to treat it as a speciality, because you do make a bargain with the animal that you're going to grow the animal, and in a bit like Francis, what's her name, who had the Dexter cows, respect the animal. You've made this bargain. We're going to give you a field. We're going to feed you well. And then at the right time, when you've had
we're going to kill you.
We're going to, yes, and slice you all up, and we're
going
to eat you. But yes, that's true. But if you didn't eat them, you wouldn't have them at all, because the things you don't want, you don't have. They're just you might have the odd cow as a pet, but not many people. And so, but people have been eating meat for since time immemorial.
I'm not anti meat eaters. For me, I love animals, so if I couldn't eat one.
No.
I can't see the difference between a cat and a dog. You go, oh, lovely, and then turning around and eating a lamb. No difference.
No.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The reason I wanted to ring you up tonight was because we shooting a video today for my channel.
Yes.
And I don't know if you know, but a while ago I did one called Glastonbury in Lockdown, when I walked up to the high street and had a look round and it was all deserted and like a ghost town.
Yes.
So I thought I'll do kind of a version 2 of that now we're back under lockdown conditions, just to see the difference, see what it's like. And I've got to tell you, this isn't a COVID discussion. This is just my observations being out shooting today. All the shops are shut, but all the people are still there. It's weird.
Yes, I did a walk around Worthing. It was one of my most popular videos this year. It got stacks and stacks because it mentioned Worthing and lockdown and what have you. And I was thinking of doing exactly the same, but I was going to wait a little bit longer to see. But I can tell you, on the roads round here, I've been out working. Thank you. If you can't work at home, you have to go out. And I've been in a commercial van and what have you. But I've not seen any police. I've not seen anybody stopping anybody. And people are out in their droves, I can tell you. And to be honest with you, I think quite right too. It's a lovely day. You're not doing any damage to anybody. You're not getting anything. It's pretty much gone anyway, this thing. So I'm quite happy.
Yeah. But it just seems strange that, there were tourists in town today. Bunch of tourists walking around taking pictures.
Excellent. Excellent. That's what I like to see. The British people are not stupid. They are not stupid, and they can see through things when people are putting a veil over their eyes. You can sense whether you're well or not. If you saw bodies in the streets, a different thing. So there you go. But no, how interesting. Yeah, I'm going to do a video of that. I'm going to wander around Worthing, but I'm going to wait a little bit longer to see, because I'm curious to see how the government are going to cope when they realise that actually people are no longer listening. There's so much. I think it's now like this sieve or a dam that's slowly breaking. There is so much information coming out contrary to what the government says that more and more people are looking elsewhere because they're just not seeing what the government are telling them. And it's going to be interesting.
I must admit, this lockdown is a bit like you're in the boat and you've got a hole and it's leaking water. So the logical thing to do is club that hole up and stop it completely. Block the hole.
Yeah.
But we won't do that now because of the economy. So we can only half block the hole because of the economy, which means the water's still coming, the boat's still going to sink. You either lock down completely, in which case it will work, or you don't lock down at all.
Well,
that's neither here nor there. The reason I was doing the video is because lots of the shops in the high street, although closed, are now online, and they've got online presences. So I wanted to make the point that Glastonbury is still very much open for business, even though you might not want to come here or you can't come here or whatever. A lot of these businesses are available online, mail order, click and collect. So in the linkage and the description will be linked to lists of all the websites of the businesses in the town.
What you need,
small businesses covered.
What you need is a van. Clearly, you need a van with a bed in the back. Then you can go anywhere. This is the problem. It's nice that some local tourists can go there, but of course you can't stay locally because they've decided that all the hotels and whatever you've got to shut down, which is terrible. Sean James Cameron says they should go and have a lovely day on Worthing Pier. Yes, and why not?
Well, he did.
He did, exactly. It's lovely. But mind you, but Sean came down on the Wednesday before lockdown. It did go out. Is it gone out today? I can't remember. I get confused now when the videos go out. But he came down before lockdown, so
Yeah.
so, so people who say these, have all the comment people, the trolls that follow us, and we've got a nice range of trolls. Actually, I'm quite proud of my trolls. I like to get them out at Christmas and hammer them in the face quite a lot. It's always something good to do, isn't it? Get the trolls. Hello, how are you? Yes, there we go. Oh yeah, you didn't like much. Just think, go and watch something else. If you don't like it, go and watch something else. There's plenty of material.
There is loads of it, but as I say, that the main thrust of the video that I'm doing today is that Glastonbury's out for business.
Yes,
and
you're thrusting this down my throat now, young. We've got the message that, that Glastonbury's open for business, and you've made a video.
Not just Glastonbury, other shops, and I think now is a good time.
Yes.
With all these little businesses going online to survive, and people doing your online shopping, that maybe we don't go to Amazon, we don't go to eBay, and we look at local small businesses. And
I absolutely agree. The problem with this is that Amazon have set the bar not so much for price, because I don't think people always buy on price, although they do, but for customer service. If something is not right, you get your money back before they've even got it returned. Now, if smaller companies can match that customer service, then I think they're in with a chance.
Well, I think in my experience, dealing with smaller companies, you do get better customer service, because when you're a small business, customer service is the difference between you surviving and not surviving. So quite often it is in there, rather than it just being an exercise to make them look good, it is actually proper customer service.
Yes.
And I'm all for supporting small businesses.
Are you eating as you talking to me?
Yes, sorry, I was cooking.
Yes, I see. Well, you're making me very hungry, and I'm going to have...
I'll bugger off and let you eat your sausages.
Yes, I've got to go and sort my sausages. Thank you very much for the call, by the way.
Yeah, talk soon, buddy.
Yeah, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
There we are. Feel free to ring up and eat your dinner at the same time as talking to me. It's all a welcome on the show. I'm only kidding, Gabriel, only kidding. Blimey, I remember Gonks, says Days of Yours. From Apple. Don't forget your sausages, says Rami Booth. It's all right, they're in the oven now, so they're going to bake. What was that? That was the ghost. It's time for another video, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Dixon has been relaxing at the seaside.
Hello, Vobesters. It's Mike Dixon and Bella. We're down at our beach hut at Hove Lagoon. It's a beautiful sunny day, and just had some lunch. Bella's having an afternoon rest. She's been barking at a few people walking along and their dogs on the Hove promenade. Anyway, I thought I'd just show you our beach hut. We bought it literally just before the lockdown. You see me in the mirror there. And like Richard, we've got our own loo on these portaloos. Anyway, it's very compact. It's just somewhere to sit with friends and veg out, relax. And we've had this windbreak built, so it just kind of keeps the wind off you. We bought it just before the lockdown, and had some carpentry work, extra work done to it, and it's a nice position. It's the end of it's actually the last beach hut in Hove, right next to the Hove Lagoon. That's the Hove Lagoon Water Sports Centre, and our daughter was a sailing, kayak, paddleboard instructor down there during the summer holidays on her break from university. She's now gone back to university, and that's the lagoon. That's the actual Hove Sea Angling Club, which we have applied to join. We know several people who are members. There's a real nice kind of fun atmosphere in there. Home cooked food and a bar and car parking and clean toilets. And then we're out here, we've got the sea. It's a real sunny day today, very bright. You get a lot of people running along the seafront, taking their exercise. And then going out towards, back towards Hove and Brighton. Just pan out. So they're very, very compact, these beach huts, but we quite enjoy it. It's somewhere to sit and relax and socialise. And Bella loves it. And just a nice way to chill out, really. Bit of a mindful relaxation, which I think is important for all of us. Anyway, I thought I'd just share it with you, and I'll pass you back to Richard. Take care. Bye.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Mike. Lovely to see your beach hut there, and I'm glad that you've got a loo, although it did seem like you've got to shuffle in a little bit. But as you say, compact. And it's nice to see little Bella there looking very fluffy. Does she like sausages? That's a question I'd love to know. Does she like sausages? I bet she does. We all like a few sausages. And talking of sausages, I better just go back and see how we're doing in the sausage factory. So let's just quickly whiz into the kitchen one more time. You certainly work up an appetite on this show when you want sausages running to and from between the same. So I'm going to open up the oven now. And the thing about the SE oven, this is an interesting fact that not a lot of people realise. You can put stuff in the oven, you can forget about it for days. And if you haven't, you've no idea if it's burnt or whatever, because the smoke, the smell of the burning, the smoke, goes up the chimney. It doesn't come out unless you open the oven. And I've put in a loaf of bread there once that I made, completely forgot about it for several hours, came back, it was as black as bullets, as black as coal, and and I thought, oh, so you have to know or put a timer on or something, because otherwise you can completely forget and not know. I've done that with sausages before. I've had those in a couple of days and opened them up, and there were these two little just lines of charcoal. So we just need to keep our nose, well, our ears, our eyes, our mouths, we just need to know when they're ready. So I'm going to open it up. We might get a bit of smoke here. Oh, I can smell, that's a beautiful smell. Let's get the handy cam here with the sausages. They're looking much, much better. Let's have a better look at them. Now I am much more reassured that those sausages are done. Sorry about that, flipping the camera around. I just want to flip them. Oh yes. Look at that. Now I like my sausages with a little bit of colour on them, and I think that's got a nice bit of colour on them, and I think they're safe to eat. So we will take them, I think, back into the other room, into the studio. Studio, not room. It's not a room. It's not just an ordinary everyday room. It's a studio. Thank you. Thank you. Who writes this script? I don't know. Cool, blimey. Yeah, it's a bit misty. I need a knife. I need a knife to go with them. That's a knife, isn't it? And a plate. I'm not organised. And a plate, ladies and gentlemen. So I now need to decant the sausages onto the plate. And I've got to try and remember which is which, but I'm pretty certain that the one with the spots is the spotted dick. That shouldn't have been on there, actually. No, the sausage with the spots is the sage and onion. Sage and mushroom and cheese and... We'll go back in the other room. Studio! Whew. Right, here we are. We're back in the studio. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in the studio, whilst we were watching videos and you were being entertained, I can tell you that we have some very nice condiments to go with the sausages, which is always important. And here we are, we have an arrange of Condiments. Actually, the camera was supposed to be set there. Now, Linda Kane may recognise some of these because, in fact, these are homegrown condiments that Linda Kane has done. Not the red one at the back, that's a commercial variety of red sauce. But this one, cucumber pickle, August 2020. You can see the COVID in there, moving about very lusciously. And in here, this is SARS, sausages. Oh no, green tomato and chutney from August 2020, which is all very nice. So that's good. Alternatively, there is some, didn't want to show the commercial name. Oh golly, it's no good, is it? Anyway, there's some red stuff if you want to make it sort of more blood-like, but we don't want to do that. So the thing to do is, what did I do with a knife? I've picked up two forks. Hang on a minute. I thought I had a knife in my hand. One sec. I just got to go and get the knife. Oh, this is a knifemare. No, that's the wrong button. Hang on. I've got to get the knife. Don't panic, Mr. Mannering. Don't panic, Mr. Mannering. Nobody told me I left the knife in here. You must be more observant next time. Thank you. Right. And now for the grand tasting, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to be able to show you how the grand tasting works. So we have the grand tasting, that's nicely positioned, isn't it? We have the grand tasting camera. There we are. Beautifully done, beautifully done. Now hopefully they're all right. So that's good. You need a spork. Yes, a spork. If only we had a spork. So I think this one in the middle, I'm convinced that one must be the sage and onion. So I'm going to try the sage and onion first, and we're going to open it up here and have a look inside. In the middle, sage and onion. Does that look cooked? Looks nice, doesn't it? Now I've had these already, and they are bloody good, bloody good. So get yourself down. Oh, there's a pinky bit. Is it all right if they're a little bit pink? Do you think? I won't be. Is that all cooked? I get a bit worried. Where's Josephine Suter and Leon? I get a bit worried. Do you think that they're all right in the middle there? If they're a little bit, I know I'm a bit. Look. Will that focus on there? No, bloody won't. Will it? Try that. Will it focus? Focus on that, you stupid camera. There we are. Look, there's a bit pink. Is that okay? Do you think that's cooked? Or is it just warmed up pork? No bread, no butter. No, I'm just trying the sausages on their own. Josephine says they're fine. In that case, what it needs, a bit of salt and pepper. No, it's cooked, says Ramaboo. Yes. Sink the pink, says Rick. Good, I'm glad they're cooked. I get a bit worried. Well, these are delicious, and they do taste like pork, and they taste with a bit of sage in there, and a little bit of carbon on the side. Very nice. And I think a little bit of cucumber pickle would go well with those. That looks absolutely fantastic, and well done, Linda, for doing that. Look at that. That is delish. Us. So, the next, I'm going to try one of those, and then we're going to find out. Oops, excuse me. What the others are, and Josephine Suter is going to call in a moment and tell us what the sausages actually are, and tell us a little bit about them. So that's very exciting. Looking forward to that. But first, ladies and gentlemen, Ed Wolf has been out and about in the countryside, up where he lives. I think in the, I can't remember now, it's Yorkshire or Peak District or somewhere in the lovely countryside, and he's going to show us a thing or two whilst I taste some sausages. Isn't that right, Ed Wolf? Amazing. How about that? Isn't that sensational? Love that. That is terrific. And is it thought that the markings on those stones are from the Neolithic people or the Iron Age people? Absolutely terrific. I was just thinking someone should take those stones and, guard them, look after them, because out there anybody could just come back with a chisel and change them. They should be in a museum or something. But then, moving stuff from the site it was, there is that whole thing, or letting them just age gracefully. Everybody's got their own opinion. But fantastic. Thank you very much for showing us that. Really, really interesting. Wesley asked, is the Vobes doing a daily show during lockdown? And the answer will be from Monday. Yes, Monday to Friday, much to the annoyance of the lovely Julia, because she feels that she has to watch the shows or be there to make sure everyone behaves themselves. So yes, from Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock, but just for an hour, unlike this one, which is going on a little bit. So, Josephine Suter, if Josephine, we want to know about these sausages, and the number is on the screen, 0793 4746790. Give us a ring, because I am now down to just my chest, as you could see there. That was just my chest, but there we are. I am now down to just the 2 sausages left, which I don't know what they are, and I want to sample them as I talk to you about a little bit about the shop and about the sausages and National Sausage Week. I don't know too much about National Sausage Week, but presumably butchers up and down the countryside are promoting British sausage meat and the various things that you can do with it. And we're coming to the end of that week, but it is definitely well worth going and investigating true sausages. Now, I'm not talking about sausages you get in the supermarket, because they're all big, made by factories. We're talking about sausages handcrafted by wonderful butchers like Suitors in Pulborough. And so here we go. We have a phone call. Let's hope that is the young Josephine. Let's see. Just put this on. Hello, Josephine. How are you?
Hello, it's Josephine.
Fantastic. How are you?
At last.
At last. You've plucked up the courage. You've been forced. Backed into a corner.
I've been forced into it without any alcohol.
Without any alcohol. Well, that's great. Well, you sound superb. So it's lovely to have you on the show. And it was great to see you the other day in your shop, working away with that great big knife. With Leon. What's that knife called? That great big knife that you were waving about, slashing meat into pieces.
That's a steak knife.
Wow. How big is it? It was a good, 18 inches or something?
Huge, yeah. I mean, Leon has got a bigger knife, but that's the one I use. And we've got a couple of choppers as well.
Have you? I don't want to know about your choppers.
Chops.
Right. So Leon very kindly gave me these sausages, and they are here in front of us. Now, I may have overcooked... I
can see them.
You can see them. Fantastic. I may have overcooked them, but I am a bit paranoid. Tell me first about pork and cooking pork, because you do have to cook it well, don't you?
Yes. I mean, you've definitely cooked it enough.
Right.
It's, 10 minutes more than the average.
Yes. Well, I just wanted to make sure, because nobody wants to see a man throw up on air. Because it's not the sort of sauce that goes with a sausage. So
no, it's nice to have a bit of charcoal.
I think so, especially the way especially with my Essie with a real fire in it. A little bit of carbon on there, a little bit of charcoal or whatever. It just adds that sort of barbecue-y type
tinge.
Lovely. So, how long has Suitors been going?
Well, first of all, my granddad was in there about 100 years ago, I suppose.
Wow.
And then. And that was in Pulborough.
In the original shop, in the same shop?
Yes, in the same shop. And there are some black and white photos on the wall of people before him who were butchers in there. So it's been a butcher's for a very long time.
Oh, isn't that amazing? Because you get so many of the shops, that's been there for a long time, but then it's changed and it's something else. But there it is. It's got that wonderful history. That's amazing.
I think before that, sort of, over 100 over years ago, I think they had livestock in there anyway.
Good God! Barn, right.
So it's always been used as that. So that's
Oh, the heritage then that comes with these sausages is just priceless because, you know, you get the supermarkets and they make up their brands and their brands are pretend farms. They're not even farms. You are the real deal, Josephine. And Leon as well.
Leon, yes.
And Leon is a meat surgeon. Is that a proper title or is that just a bit of a whimsy?
Oh, well, he's been butchering since he was very young, 15, 16.
Wow.
Probably before that, he'll tell you. So he's definitely a qualified meat surgeon. Yes, there's nothing he can't do.
And I have to say, it was very nice when we saw him. I know he's watching as well, but and he wields a great big knife and has got a big chopper. But I do want to go back and get some more meat, and I don't want to have my fingers missing at the end of it.
You don't want to fall out with him, no.
No,
That's
absolutely.
nice.
So I've got these sausages here that Leon very kindly gave me, and he gave me this challenge. Now, you know what's in them, presumably.
Yes, definitely do.
So I'm going to slice one in half, which I've done. Let's put the other camera on so people can see. Now, I'm afraid this camera here is just a web camera. Okay. I don't know whether it's going to focus on this. We have trouble.
You've eaten one, haven't you?
No,
You've eaten the pork and sage.
Yes, I've had the pork and sage, and that was delicious. I have to say, that was in my casserole as well. So I've already tried that, and I loved that. That was lovely. Now, I'm just going to give this a smell because when I first put it in, there was a sort of curry-fied whiff. I was trying to work out whether it was a herb or something, a spice. Is it pork and something, or is it a different meat?
It's pork.
It is pork.
They're all pork-based.
Right. Because we had people saying venison and
yes, we have
things.
a wide range at the moment because of National Sausage Week and requests we have. So we do have lamb and mint, venison and red wine, plain pork, pork and sage, pork and chilli, and beef and horseradish. However, I haven't said the one you're eating. So
has this got Marmite in it?
Yes.
Has it?
Very good.
Is it pork and Marmite?
Pork and Marmite, and there is another ingredient.
Oh.
As well.
Do you know, the funny thing is, as we drove away, I said to Julia, wouldn't it be funny if it's got Marmite in it? And she said no, because she doesn't like Marmite.
You didn't.
And we did. And I dismissed that as if, no, that wouldn't be it. But actually, eating it now...
Can you taste the Marmite?
I can taste the Marmite, but the other ingredient... Is the other ingredient a herb or something?
No. You like the other ingredient. I've seen you eat that before. It's nothing unusual.
No.
It's just probably not what you'd expect in a sausage.
In a sausage. Wow. And when people know, do they buy these because they're novel or they just go, wow, I must try that?
They're just intrigued, I suppose. Interested.
So it's not mustard?
No.
No.
See if you can guess the third ingredient.
The third ingredient. It's not a vegetable because it just seems pork. That's is it marinated?
It's not strong. No, it's not a strong sort of flavour.
I know you said chili earlier because I like chili, but
no. It starts with C.
Starts with.
Chili.
I was going to say pepper, but see the Marmite is the Marmite gives it that.
Strong.
Oh, what is that familiar taste? That actually, as soon as I tasted it, I went, oh, wait a minute, that rings true. Begins with C. It's not peanut butter then.
No. Any more clues? Or
Cornflakes. No, not cornflakes. Begins with C.
Second letter?
Are we playing hangman now? Go on, second letter.
H.
CH. Chicken?
I wonder if anyone else can guess.
Someone's saying chicken, cow, cheese. Cheese.
Cheese. That's it.
Of course, cheese. Marmite, because Marmite and cheese go to well. I have lovely Marmite and cheese sandwiches. So is it cheddar?
Marmite and cheese. Yes, cheddar.
Cheddar.
Marmite and cheese.
What about that, ladies and gentlemen? That is amazing. And they are delicious. And I've overcooked mine a bit, but it's still nice. And I just had my meat all very well cooked. I was watching.
I can hear the crunch.
Can you?
They look good. sound good.
I was, and they are very tasty. I reckon everyone should get down to your shop now tomorrow and buy them. I was watching a bloke who's into raw meat diets. Is that anything you've tried before? Have you ever had someone come in and request that sort of thing?
Somebody has eaten raw fillet steak in strips. I mean, it's so tender that you could almost eat it like that. And sometimes bacon. I had one lady once who came in and just ate the bacon, straight off the slicer, which is slightly odd, but she was a true carnivore.
Yeah, gosh. You worry about those people because if they get hungry and they've no money to eat, they might just, look at you a bit tastily and think, well, I eat raw meat.
I should hope not.
A little bit of leg of Josephine there. An elbow of Leon over there. Tasty. And any other people passing by, I'll have a slice. Dear, oh dear. So National Sausage Week lasts to the end of this week.
Yeah.
But you don't just get involved in those. You get involved, Leon was saying, about pies and things.
Yes. The other guy who works in there, Neil, mustn't forget Neil.
Oh, no, don't forget Neil.
Who you haven't met yet, but I'm sure next time you'll meet him.
Yeah,
his wife makes all the pies, homemade pies.
Oh.
In Midhurst, so she has a unit there where she makes all the pies, chicken and ham pie, steak and ale pie, steak and kidney, lamb and mint pies. So
I suppose I must get over to eat your pies. I spy with my little eye. So are they? You have them all year round, the pies?
All the time, yeah. We bring them in every morning with the veg. So that's.
So yes, that was the other thing. We noticed you were selling veg, and you mentioned that in a message to me.
Yes,
where does
that's
that come?
New addition.
Where does that come from?
That comes from Chichester every morning.
Does it?
And Leon's son goes to get the vegetables every morning from the market and brings them over. So it's mainly root vegetables that we're selling. Just to go alongside the meat, really, to complement, stews,
yes,
casseroles, and this time of year.
And do you by any chance do you do not so much full blown recipes, but you can advise that if somebody's got a piece of meat, they think, well, what complements that, and you can say, oh yes, some of that horseradish over there, or a dollop of
Swede.
Dollop of Swede is always nice. Yes, absolutely. Oh, how brilliant! I have to say, your Savoy cabbage was delicious.
Oh, yes, you picked one of those out.
Yeah, that was very nice.
The collies are big.
I must come back. Probably. What are you open Sundays? You're probably not open Sundays, are you?
No. Monday to Saturday morning until 1 o'clock, and then Thursday and Friday till 4.
Oh right. Oh okay. I must come back and get some more. I've still got some of the veg to go through.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm eating.
When you came in, we suddenly got busy and the phone rang and I didn't really get a chance to see you or speak to you. So
you saw the Black Mariah. You saw the Black Mariah outside, did you?
Did. That certainly got attention.
Yes. Well, next time you'll have to come round and have a look and see the.
Have a cuppa.
Have a cuppa in the back. That's it. That would be good. Get a picture and put it on the website. It'd be great.
Yeah, definitely. There's lots to be done.
Absolutely. Does organic meat mean you don't feed them any drugs? Says Mike Stevens. I don't know. Presumably, if they're ill.
Leon.
Yeah.
On his head.
I'm just looking at some of the things whilst we're here. Steak tartare is raw beef and egg, says Glyn.
Yes.
Horton, have you ever tried anything? What's the most unusual meats that you have had go through the butcher shop?
Well, oxtail is old-fashioned, unusual, I suppose.
We used to have oxtail soup all the time. My mum used to make it. I don't know whether she actually got an oxtail and boiled it up, or whether it was just a tin of it.
Yes, it's an oxtail, and we do sell that. We chop up the tail. and put it into like a circle and tie a rope round it and sell it, like
Gosh.
the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. And do people still buy,
years.
what is it, trollop? Not trollop, what do they call it? It's like
Trollop.
Trollop. Is it trollop? The innards. It's sort of the, what is it called? It's like
Offal.
Offal.
No.
Offal. No, sell any of that.
That's awful.
That is awful. Yeah, awful offal. We don't do awful offal. What I liked when we looked through the little hatch that you've now sort of got because of the COVID situation, it's very quaint. You've got sawdust on the floor.
Yes. Yeah.
Why do they
We
put
want
sawdust on the floor? Is that just to absorb any
the blood?
the blood, the blood?
My car's unfortunately full of sawdust and muck
And blood.
and blood.
And blood.
When I get home, my partner says to me, it's the meat lady.
Oh, yes.
He says you need a shower, you smell of meat.
Oh dear.
And the dog comes, running up to me.
Yes, I bet you get a good licking from the dog.
Yeah, afraid so.
Yeah, it's like, oh, is this dinner? Did you bring dinner? Oh, you are dinner. No, I'm not dinner. I'm your own, you fool. Get back.
Yes. I have to remind her.
Yes. Alan Sandell says he loves oxtail soup, or used to. There's an awful lot of it.
Awful.
Yes, Mark Donny McLeod. I was just still trying to find it. There was something called trollop or something like that. What is trollop? She's an old trollop.
No, I'm not sure what you mean.
No, I'm not sure.
I say you old trollop.
Yeah, black pudding. How about that?
Yes, yeah.
Do
we
you?
Do we do black pudding from Scotland.
Wow, from Scotland.
I believe it comes from Scotland.
So where does your meat come from? Is it locally produced? Is it organic, or is it? Do you know the pedigree of it?
The beef's mainly Scotland. Chickens from Suffolk because they're the best free range. Suffolk has the best chickens. Lambs wool beading, so local.
Oh right.
The pork is from the other side of Storrington, Richard Scott, which is over sort of in between Storrington and Stenning Way. So, it's sourcing the best quality, not necessarily round the corner, but where you can get the best, really.
And it's reasonably priced as well. I mean, you think of going to butchers and these specialist shops and you think, oh, I'm going to be fleeced here. Someone's going to rinse me out of my money and soak me for. But actually, when we came there, we both said, oh, that was reasonably priced.
Oh, good. Well,
I mean, you're not expecting the 2-for-1 in a big supermarket where actually there's something like 20% pork and 80% rubbish. Trollop, yeah. Tripe is the word I was searching for. Tripe.
Yes.
What is tripe?
I've not sold tripe. I don't know if anyone does tripe, but no, it's not something that is very popular.
No, and people obviously are not asking for it then. Anthony
Definitely
Trollope,
not.
of course, was a writer. Yes, he was a very prolific writer. He was a postmaster, I believe, Anthony Trollope. But he used to churn out. I mean, he was so prolific. I think he wrote more than Dickens did. And his great-granddaughter is Joanna Trollope, who is also an author. James Cameron has said tripe is it's a type of edible lining from the stomachs of various farm animals. Most tripe is from cattle and sheep. What do you sell that is something that perhaps people don't always know what part? Because I'm guessing a lot of people, because of the supermarkets, don't know what cuts are what. They don't know their rump from their whatever.
Most don't really.
No.
You have to kind of explain it, from your own body, really. You sort of say, oh, this is this, this is from there, and you just show them and try and explain. But
liver, do you sell liver?
Yeah, we sell calf's liver, which is more expensive than lamb's liver. That's a delicacy. Calf's liver and bacon.
Liver and bacon. I used to have, when I was a kid, we had liver and bacon all the time. liver and this, and I never really liked it. My mum would come out with this liver, and I never really knew what it was. And then later on, as I got into my teens and I started to learn what the liver did, I thought, I'm never going to eat bloody liver ever again.
No, try not to think of it sort of that way, and just enjoy the taste. How did she cook it? Did she do it in flour and milk, or?
I don't know how she actually cooked. And now you say in flour, that does ring a bell of this plate of meat with flour on it. But it would come in a gravy with onions, and
Lovely.
there would be beef, perhaps beef and liver and beef, or liver and something.
Oh, really?
And then
Not
you'd
bacon.
eat a nice piece of meat, and then you'd go, oh yeah, that's liver, because it was a distinct flavour.
Yeah, strong.
Strong, yeah, strong.
We've got pheasants and partridge now. This time of year.
So that's all
game.
the game stuff.
We're game.
Yeah. And that's you get the expression. Oh, it's a bit gamey. It's game. It's got its own sort of familiar flavour across all that game products, hasn't it?
It has. If you're eating game.
Right. I've never.
Stronger.
I have to say, I remember going to a very posh hotel in Germany. I think it was. I was doing some corporate stuff. And I was in this chateau. It was very, very expensive. Anyway, all of that was... And they had guinea fowl on the menu. And I didn't know what guinea fowl was. I had no idea. So I said...
And they said... just picked it.
Yeah, and they said, it's a bird. So it's a bird. Jawohl. It was German, wasn't it? Jawohl! It's a bird! Oh.
And you felt forced into it.
So I said, yeah, all right, I'll have that. And then this tiny, minuscule little thing... And I thought, what, this little baby, because I was thinking it must be some form of chicken or something. It's tiny. I thought, there's no meat on this. What are you going to do?
Yeah, tiny guinea fowl.
It seems such a shame to. But then if you go back in time, they were eating all sorts of different birds and animals, and didn't cock a hoot. Yeah. Gosh, isn't it? It's interesting. Well, listen, Josephine, it's been so nice. Thank you so much for ringing in and tell us all about what you do. And thanks to Leon for giving me the test on the thing. And I'm amazed. I did think, this is going to be difficult. Am I going to get it? Marmite and cheese sausages. Cheese and Marmite.
Who would have thought?
Absolutely brilliant. And was that your concept? Between you?
No. I think it may have been Leon's son or Leon, because we have Marmite on toast quite a lot in there to warm ourselves up.
Oh right.
Because we're just into Marmite at the moment, and he just brought over some cheese and Marmite sausages one day from Midhurst and said, let's give these a go.
Oh wow.
People are quite intrigued when you say Marmite, in a sausage.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I was visiting Glastonbury Gabriel the other week, and he came up with some hummus with Marmite in it. And he had plain hummus, and he mixed the Marmite up, something like 10% of Marmite, mixed it all up, and we dipped some fresh bread in there. It was delicious.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, so of course you've got to like Marmite, and people like lovely Julia. She doesn't like Marmite, so she's.
Oh, she's not a Marmite.
No, she's missing out on that, I'm afraid.
Okay.
But so that's brilliant. It's been wonderful to talk to you, and we will be back for sure because
yes.
I was eyeing up all the other meats, and clearly, and your pies. I must try your pies. I do like a nice pie.
You must. It'd be good to see you again,
Yeah, well, you can come and visit the Black Maria. No, I'll make you a naff old coffee or something.
In it and drive, be driven off.
Yeah, there we are. I'll drive you off somewhere into the wide blue yonder, or the. Is it still flooded over there near Pulborough and the Brooks there? Or is it?
It is.
Yeah.
A bit. Yeah. It's always a bit colder in Pulborough than Worthing. I'm sure you noticed the fog as you came through.
Oh yes, we went up onto Hesworth Common, which is you saw a clip in the.
I saw the video,
we've got another video tomorrow. So and it was, but it was so eerie because when that fog is all about you, it's it's like cotton wool in your ears, but yet it sort of heightens the sound. It's lovely.
It's all part of it.
It's all part of it. Well done for coming on the show. You can go and have some alcohol now. to recover.
But wrong timing. I should have done that before, and then my jokes might have been better.
Oh, no, it's great. It's been great. And thank Leon again. And don't forget anybody to get down onto the high street in Pulborough in West Sussex. Check out Suitors.
Oh, we won't be able to cope.
Yes, you will. You'll be flashing about with that blade of yours, the flashing blade.
The dream team.
That's it. Superb. Take care.
Great.
And thanks
Nice
for
to
calling
see you.
in. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. See you. Bye.
So there we go. That was... I just got to work out how to turn it off now. Or maybe it's gone. Josephine Suter and the sausages. That was brilliant. But we haven't quite finished yet. We've still got a couple more videos to get through. So let us go and have a quick look in the video box. And to take our minds off of those things, Dave, or Days of Yore, who rang in the other day, has cobbled together some photos and a bit of video, all about a bridge. Let's have a little look. Great stuff. Thanks very much, Dave. That was fantastic. Lovely to see a video to a theme. So the question was, what bridge was it? Where was the bridge? Someone was saying, is it Richmond Bridge? That would be interesting to know. So if you've got some old photos, bit of old footage, and you want to edit it together and send it in, shove a bit of jazzy music, non-copyright, please, do send it in. The information on how to do that is in the description of this video. We've got a couple more videos before we go, and I'll go straight into those. Loved doing that cooking. It was really great fun. I hope you've enjoyed that. The sausages were superb. So I want to go and do some more live cooking stuff from time to time. Maybe during this lockdown season would be a good time to experiment. So if you've got any ideas, do let me know. Send me an email, richard@vobes.com. Always good. All right, Dave Ford has a moment of, a moment of contemplation with his lovely dog. He beat me to it. He beat me to it. I was just trying to sort out the kitchen there because we had a major fire. But there we are, a nice bit of contemplation with Dave and his lovely dog, whose name has now just gone out of my head. I should know this, but never mind. We're going to go to Gabriel Glastonbury, or even Glastonbury Gabriel. It's been one of those shows, isn't it? And he is, I don't know, is this your final one of the Cathedral in Wales? We'll end with that one. We've been following in the footsteps of this lovely chap whose name I've also forgotten. Logan, that was the dog, not the chap in Wales. And who's been giving us the chapter and verse, if you'll excuse the pun, of the Wales Cathedral. Glastonbury Gabriel has his own channel, you can check him out, but here is that version.
I pointed out the nave as early Gothic, and in fact transepts here are early Gothic, the design and construction of the vault. And up above us, the original tower would have been open, but that gave rise to downdrafts, and of course if you were tonsured and trying to walk around with a piece of scroll or something or other,
not good.
It was very tiresome. So in the 1500s, that fan vaulting was installed, and that's in a style which is typical of the later expression of English Gothic. So here in the nave we've got early English, in the choir we've got middle or decorated, and in the crossing we've got perpendicular. So this is the north choir aisle, and we can peek through again into the choir. So that's the Bishop's throne, the cathedral. Very grand it is too.
Isn't it?
And the original entrance to the undercroft, the strong rooms, through the presbytery there, through that door there, which is not open to the public. And the decision was taken to turn the undercroft into it's an interpretation centre for the cathedral. And the access is through here. So Mark Rowe, who still works for the cathedral, had the pleasure of taking a hammer and chisel to a 1300s stone structure to make the entranceway. The extra entrance, or usually used as exit at the communion, the communicants form along the rail of the high altar and can exit this way. So this door was cut later. A number of things are interesting here. This is the mason's mark. Dave Rich, his mark was, he liked Zorro on TV, so it's the mark of Zorro, 3 slashes with a chisel. And in order to make this, they had to move the tomb of Ralph of Shrewsbury. Ralph of Shrewsbury built Vicar's Close and gave the vicars their kind of piece of real estate over there and their dining hall. And his figure is again in alabaster, which takes carvings very nicely. And one could speculate considerably it was the vicars choral who left their mark by inscribing it, but I don't think that really is the case. You can see the alabaster is quite...
Oh yes, it's translucent.
Translucent. I mentioned the fact that at the Reformation the whole place was lime-washed. When they moved Ralph's tomb, original lime wash. So where did the lime wash go? Well, in 1840s, Dean, good enough, said enough is enough. The cathedral was quite neglected for a couple of hundred years, so the lime wash would have been flaking and cracked and soot-stained, candle-stained. So they scraped it all off. A great scrape, 1844. Taking most of the medieval polychrome with it.
What a fascinating series that is. Down there, Wells. Did I say Wales? I meant Wells. Wells. All Wells that ends Wells. Thank you very much, Gabriel, for sending that in. Superb. Lots and lots of, just so much to take in. So there we go. What else have we got here? That was very contemplative, says Rick M. Yeah, sometimes you just need a little break. I'm sorry I sort of was rushed in at the end. I remember, says Mark Donny MacLeod, the bell with the knights and the swans when I was a kid and went to see Wells Cathedral. And Days of Yours says that was Hammersmith Bridge from a few years ago, and the music was from the YouTube library, so no problems with copyright. Thank you very much. And of course, if you're looking for music, that's a good place to go and get some. YouTube have their own library. James Cameron says, did he yawn? Did he yawn? Was that a... You can't tell it's a yawn. He's wearing a mask. So there we go. All very good and interesting. Sean James Cameron says, breaking news, Yorkshire Ripper has tested positive for COVID. Good gracious. How long will he live? So there we are. Wonderful thing. Great stuff. Fascinating architecture. We've come to 9:30, hour and a half, done and dusted. We managed to get all the videos in. Thank you so much for watching tonight. It's been great fun cooking and eating. Thanks to Josephine for ringing up and telling us about the sausages and Suitors the butchers. Thanks to Leon for providing us with the test. I'm so pleased I managed to guess. It could have been very embarrassing. Should have got the cheese because it was a cheesy... Well, it was, excuse me, it was a cheesy test, really, but it was delicious. I'm going back to get some more. Thanks for Gabriel for calling in. Thank you for your videos as well. Excuse me, that COVID is really getting to me. And so thank you for that. And thank you for tuning in and watching and helping by being there and keeping me company during the lockdown. Tomorrow, Julia and I go to Hesworth Common and have a look at some trees and pathways and a spooky house. That's in tomorrow's video. And we will be back here on Monday till Friday, each night, for an hour, doing the live. So if there's things that you want to do, if there's games that we can play, if there's suggestions you've got, we'll bring back what's in the box and all these sort of things to keep us amused. The lovely Julia is going to come in hopefully on Monday. So lots to look forward to. But meanwhile, I thank you for your company. It's been great fun. Look after yourself. Take care. Keep safe. And don't listen too much to what the government are telling you. I think they're frightening you unnecessarily. Not sure why, but obviously we've all got to abide by the law, the rules of the game. But that's it from me. Till next time. Toodle pip. Bye-bye. Bye.